All right, in the meantime, in this city over the weekend, there was some violence. In fact, ask any New Yorker walking by Times Square or Central Park, and it seems to have reared its ugly head. That is, higher crime, what have you. There's a battle back and forth of the media and those in charge at City Hall, whether it's really that bad in the scheme of things, but it is what it is. They had violence at the West Indies parade that now has a key former Governor Cuomo aide on life support. But this is the type of stuff that has raised the attention of the likes of Don Peebles. He's a Democrat by DNA, but last time he was here, he was talking about challenging Mayor Bill de Blasio, a Democrat, because he has failed to live up not only to his expectations, but by greater extension, I guess, New Yorkers and specifically yours. Good to see you again.
Good to see you, Neil.
A lot has transpired since then, a lot of worrisome crime news over the weekend as well. What do you think?
Well, look, I think that most New Yorkers, including myself, are very disappointed with the direction the city's going. We're very disappointed the mayor has let us down. He promised to bring the city together. He promised to address income inequity, this tale of two cities. And the biggest challenge that New Yorkers confront every day, especially those on the lower end of the economic strata, is crime. And
what is going on around here? In the beginning, it was anecdotal, but you saw the squeegee guys out again in full force, more homeless people around. That could just be an indictment of the general economy as well. But certainly New York isn't feeling as safe as it was. What's happening here?
I think it's a combination of things. One, New York is not safer.
You think stop and frisk stopping that?
I don't know. I think the mayor, the mayor's a political strategist. He's never been an executive or a manager. So Bill de Blasio is an optic mayor. So he'll take mediocre statistics and celebrate them, saying shootings are down.
Sounds like President Obama.
De Blasio takes the murder number and says murders are down comparatively speaking, but shootings are up. So maybe the hospitals are doing a better job with shooting victims. The fact is New York is less safe. The types of crime that we're seeing now is more aggressive, more random, like what we saw at the West Indian celebration. You know, a Harvard-educated lawyer who pulls himself up from the bootstraps of public housing. He's currently a senior legal advisor to the governor, and he's shot randomly.
That's right.
So no one
misspoke. He's a current aide.
Yeah.
Now, I should say it was just random in his case. He wasn't a target. He was caught up in between the gunfire.
Yes, hiding for cover.
Right.
So our city is less safe.
All right. Now, the argument against that is get back to stop and frisk. Others have said that at least alleviated this. If you ever became mayor, would you reinstate that?
Look, I don't support anything that discriminates on law enforcement. But across the board, I think that we've got to be much more aggressive in getting guns out of the hands of criminals. De Blasio, for example.
But that's not what I asked. Would you stop and frisk?
I would. Well, the mayor hasn't stopped stop and frisk. Right. He's just reduced it. I'm not sure whether it would be stop and frisk, but it would be some form of an aggressive technique that would get guns out of the hands of criminals.
The rap against that approach, rational though it may be, is that it is racial profiling, and then that they would get you on racial profiling. Right?
Well, look, I think it's economic profiling more than anything else, because I'm an African American and I'm not afraid to be stopped and frisked because I don't fit a profile and I'm not in an environment that's of economic neglect. I think that the large number of people stopped for stop and frisk were men of color. And I think that has to be broadened. If stop and frisk were a policy to where it would cover everyone, and then that would be a different story. But regardless, if it's not stop and frisk, something has to be done. Bill de Blasio mentioned in response to this shooting that it's a national issue about gun control, and it's a national issue. It's not a national issue. New Yorkers are being murdered. New Yorkers are being shot. It's a New York City problem.
But is it a national repudiation going on of extreme liberalism? You know, there's a lot here that this mayor, maybe Rahm Emanuel's experience in Chicago, has given away far too much, looked to be in the hip pocket of far too cozy, a Democratic constituent group in his case, the teachers union, and that people of all stripes, particularly Democrats, are rebelling, hence your name coming up as a more reasoned challenger to the mayor.
Well, I think that it's not, I think that de Blasio is left of being a Democrat. He's more of a socialist.
Well, what are you?
I'm a Democrat with a responsible approach to management.
Well, do you worry that your party nationally, especially with the surge of Bernie Sanders, risks doing the same, going way far, because there's an avowed socialist.
Well, I think that they're going to lose, and the party will lose a lot of constituencies. And you're seeing this in state elections, and you're seeing this in municipal elections, that if they go too far to the left, they're going to lose core constituents, like African Americans, for example. African Americans are tough on crime. African Americans believe in a strong education because it's the only pathway to a better life.
Would African Americans ever go Republican?
Well, I think that they will begin to look more because the policies that we're seeing now from the left side of the Democratic Party are not effective. This Bill de Blasio promised to end the tale of two cities. Yet, in 2 years in office, the minority contracting for African American and Hispanic-owned businesses is 0.9%. 0.9% for a population that's 54% of the city's population. So that is absurdly poor performance. And again,
you're definitely running.
I'm giving a lot of thought to it.
You're definitely running.
I'm giving a lot of thought to it.
All right, very good seeing you. Don Peebles, he rattled a lot of cages when he just even nuanced this subject last time he was with us doing so again, but he has a lot of respect and notoriety within the Democratic community and outside that community. Could be what they call one of those, what is it, cohesive candidate, just bring everyone together.
Bring everybody
Something
together
like
and solve our problems.
Don, thank you very, very much.